All right, guys, as promised, we are live at Jones Beach Nikon Theater. Getting ready for a rock show tonight. I have the crazy awesome privilege of being in the awesome dressing room of the world famous band Alter Bridge. Alter Bridge is on tour with Disturbed, Breaking Benjamin, and Saint Asonia, and they're doing an amphitheater tour, and they're playing it tonight. They'll be playing in front of about 14,000 people, I believe, 14 to 15,000 people. But guys, I have the privilege of sitting here with two world-class, world-famous musicians. I'm very excited. What? What? Very excited to be here. Guys, I have Mark Tremonti and Brian Mashall with me today. Welcome to the show, these guys. I've known these guys for a long time, probably since around 2002, going on about 14 years. And they've been with me. They know my story. They know our company's story. They know a lot. They know a lot about me. But I wanted to take the opportunity to interview them. And yeah, so here we go, guys. Welcome to the show, guys. We have Mr. Mark Tremonti and Mr. Brian Mashall.
Hello, everybody.
Guys, welcome to the show.
It's going down.
How are we doing today? Did you guys have a good journey to Long Island, New York today?
Not sure. I was on the bus sleeping, so we woke up and we were here, so...
Yeah? Oh, you just woke up in the new place, right?
Yeah.
Just like you know how to do it. How far are we into the tour now?
Halfway point.
Oh, we're into the halfway point. And how many shows is that, roughly?
You know what? They're right here in my pass, if you can narrow in on it. It's about 30 shows, maybe?
Yeah.
30 shows, and you've already played 15 of them?
Yeah, we're close to 15, yeah.
And are you guys going to be making your way west with this next run? Are you going from here, do you go west?
Yeah, we get out to Idaho on this at the end, and then we fly back after that show.
Cool. Let's see if we can find a better way. Let's see if we can... Let's see.
You're fine. I can come.
Yeah?
I can squeeze.
Can you come... let's see here.
I can squeeze in there.
Yeah, you squeeze in here. Sit back.
Are you still live?
Dude, we're live. Yeah, this is
pretty cool. This
perfectly imperfect.
This is serious technology. I mean, this is really cool. You got the whole...
Perfectly imperfect. You're going to have people... Yeah, so, guys...
With the camera on there, I imagine you have a swiper where you can sell the rock and wellness there as well.
I do have a swiper with
okay.
me.
Right,
Of course I do. A PayPal and a bank swiper.
That's awesome. There's
no excuses here, guys. So if you have any questions for the guys, just go ahead and ask them, and then we're going to do probably 15 minutes worth of talking here, and then hopefully we'll go through and read some of the comments that people have.
And y'all support this guy, one of the best human beings on earth, right here.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's awesome. That was unplanned and unexpected, and I really, really, really appreciate that. So how's the tour been going for you guys? How is it touring back in the States now that it's been a little bit, right?
It's awesome. You know, this tour's been giant. Every night's 15,000 strong. So it's been it's a good feel-good moment to see that every night. See that rock and roll still thriving here.
Do you feel like that? Do you feel the resurgence of rock and roll?
Well, I mean, you look at these crowds every night, and you can't deny it. You know, so
it's undeniable, right? Because that's what I've been feeling when I listen to rock radio today. There is certainly a different feel to it, and I know that the numbers are showing up in concerts as well. All the big rock festivals are certainly on the way back. Would y'all play like the Rock on the Range and all those things in the Midwest?
We do all those things. We just played Chicago Open Air. I think we have 3 or 4 on this tour, right? Festivals, and then
a couple festivals coming up. Yeah.
September, October, we do a bunch of festivals, but we've done Rock on the Range a ton of times, and yeah, I mean I think it's the package rock and roll shows that bring out the people, the numbers. Sometimes struggles when they go out. People struggle when it's just their own band, but when you package this together and people can see 4 of their favorite bands, it's a huge turnout.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, you're on tour with Disturbed, with Saint Asonia, and and Breaking Benjamin, right?
Yep.
And how are those guys? Are those guys pretty cool?
Everybody's awesome. Everybody's super cool. I'm actually going to get on stage with Saint Sonia tonight.
So you're gonna do it
Tonight's tonight.
Do it?
Yeah, I got to practice first, but.
Can everybody hear us okay? I just got word that, please let us know that the voice is okay. Can't hear you that good.
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear us now? How about now, guys? I did these live feeds about like 3 days a week.
Yeah.
No, I have a 3-day-a-week program. We do some fitness program. We do a Sunday morning motivation program. And then I do this kind
I
of
need
stuff.
that, but I'm probably not up awake yet.
No. Nobody is. We did it like 9:30 in the morning just to see how many people we can get to get up.
Nice.
You can hear Brad Be Crickle.
Oh, be rad.
Be Crickle. You can hear us. Everything's okay. Thumbs up, everybody. Oh, by the way, if you're watching and you know that you have some friends that might want to watch, please share the post, like the page, share the post. It gets us more views. It helps us, and it's a click of a button for you. So we would certainly appreciate that. And we got the thumbs up that we are good to go with hearing. I wanted to talk for 2 seconds about how we met, right? So we met when you guys were in the band Creed, and I was managing a band called Submersed, and there was a young guitar player by the name of Eric Friedman that kind of brought us together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was about, I don't know, was he about 16 years old at the time? And he was just a really classy, smooth guitar player, just a pure, natural player. And so we've known each other for a long time. And Mark, he co-produced my band Submersed album. And so we got right into it as far as just like that when you get into that setting and recording, it's a pretty intimate setting and you get to know people pretty quick and stuff. And yeah, I've always had a really strong fondness for both of these guys. But let's talk about the new album. Let's talk about how stoked are you guys to have a new album out?
Well, we can't wait. October 7th is the date that we have out there right now. So it's, we got to be patient, waiting on that to come out. But our single came out, so people are getting excited about it.
And the single is called
Show Me a Leader.
Show Me a Leader.
Yeah.
So it's got some political overtones in it, obviously, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of about how the world needs better leaders these days, and if you watch the news every day, it's just kind of like it's like watching WWE or something. It's just like a big
It is like watching
circus.
WWE.
It's not about let's fix the problem. It's about how bad one another are, and it's turned into a media circus kind of. So
it has turned into a media circus. I was talking, do you ever listen to Joe Rogan?
He's a comedian, right?
Joe Rogan's a comedian. He's a UFC commentator. You know who he is.
Yeah, I follow
But
him.
he's also have a podcast that has a couple million followers. Like he's legit, and he has a legit voice. And so he was saying the other day that Donald Trump was truly he was like that guy would be a WWE promoter. He was like he would be the manager of one of the wrestlers. Then they started showing pictures of back in the day when you would have Percy Pringle or whoever was like Ric Flair's guy or this. And you're and then they would show a picture of Donald Trump and then they'd show him. Picture of Donald Trump and they'd show him. And they were just laughing their butts off because they were like, it's like a circus. It truly is like a circus. And so you're trying to get the word out there with your single that we just need somebody to stand up and
well, the whole album's kind of about how the world needs those heroic figures now. These people that are running these countries all over the world. You're just seeing that are just there's just corruption worldwide and not a lot of people to put any kind of faith behind or hope behind because it's been a mess as of late. So
yeah, completely.
Talks about that.
I think lyrically it speaks. I mean, the song kind of speaks for itself. I think it really depicts how a lot of Americans and people all over the world are feeling. Show me a leader.
Absolutely. So, are you guys when you with Alter Bridge? Do you guys go to France?
Yeah.
Do you go to France, Are you going to be going over there soon?
I was just there a couple weeks ago.
And how is the like the feeling over there?
Well, last show we played there, I think they had 2 battalions, military battalions at the show to protect the people. So it's taken a lot of people to have these terrible events happen to really take it as seriously as it is right now. And so when you're told that security's that tight, you feel pretty good about it.
And how are and the people just show up anyways, right? They're not letting
People are
this
living
get to
their
them,
lives.
or...
People are living their lives around the world. The thing is, when I went to Europe last time, everybody's telling me to be safe, and then everything happened in my hometown of Orlando while I was gone.
That's right. And it was. Did you know people affected by that?
I knew people who knew people, but not anybody personally. No.
Gotcha. And you're living in...
I live in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. It's in the Panhandle. It's right between Destin and Pensacola. Panama City.
Did you live in Missouri for a while? No, I'm sorry.
I lived
Kansas?
I lived in Wichita for a little while, and then I moved down to Orlando for a year. Couldn't stand being landlocked. Moved back up to my roots in Fort Walton.
Yeah.
And we love it there. It's nice to be connected back in the home base.
Wichita, Kansas was like one of the best rock towns ever. Did you ever play there? Did you play Wichita, Kansas?
I'm sure we played there many times. Yeah.
They have a few good venues.
They treat you real well there. It's like they never had, every time a rock show comes to town, like it's like the rock show came to town, not like New York City where it's like, who are you? Who cares?
We'll see that tonight.
We're kicking off our headline tour, which starts September 22nd in Destin, Florida, which is where I'm from. So that's where we're going to be kicking off that tour.
You know where you're playing at?
It's called LA Lounge.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Tremonti's played there before with his band.
Destin is one of the most beautiful places in the world. So I wanted to talk to you about the album title, The Last Hero. Is that also coming from like a political stance?
Like I said, it's just about we need more heroes in this world, more leaders, more people that you can believe in out there, people that aren't corrupt and just crazy. It seems like all these leaders around the world are just nuts. Most of them.
Who came up with that? Who came up with the album title?
Miles came up with the overall theme lyrically.
Because it's a really cool album title. It's a very significant, right?
Yeah.
The Last Hero. You ain't gonna forget that.
I hope not.
Right.
Isn't that an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
Yeah.
Last American Hero or something? The Last Action Hero. That's it.
The Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
And that was cool. It's okay. It's
Joey B.
perfectly
our
imperfect.
just walked in.
Joey B. You come get some
Yeah,
FaceTime,
front of
buddy?
house guy. Hey, I need 2 passes to get some of my friends.
Live TV at its best.
It's okay. This is how we do.
That's how we do it.
Perfectly
Are these
imperfect.
working
Joey
good?
B. on the house.
Are these working?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Last Action Hero, Ryan. How you doing, buddy? Got all my peoples on here. Joey, you say hello?
There's Joey.
What's going on?
This guy makes magic every night.
Magic every night.
I don't know what that means.
So how is has the crowds been responding to the new music, or have you been able to play?
We haven't had a chance really to rehearse. We want to play Show Me a Leader, but in fact, Joey just left the room, but he's as soon as they can get our gear up there, they have to set it up, and then they pretty much have to
Take it right off.
Just take it right off because Breaking Ben has to come in and set up, and we just don't really get a sound check. I mean,
Right.
Mark and I have been playing the song just by on our own. So
You're feeling like youngsters again.
I think we've got it, and we're
Let's
ready
just
to
rush.
But in order to play it in front of an audience, there's just not enough. We really have to have that rehearsal.
Yeah.
And we haven't had the chance to do that yet. But as soon as we get that, we will certainly be putting it in the set.
So it's been a couple of years now since Alter Bridge has put out a record. Is that right? Was
Yep.
it 2014?
It's usually
the
3
last
years
time?
in between records.
It's usually 3 years now.
Depending on Slash and Miles put out one, and Tremonti puts out one, then it's about 3 years.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That's funny. Well, how what's it like getting back together, guys? What's it like? Is it a good feeling? Is it good to take that time off from each other, and then you have a revamped and everything is like you're able to rekindle with everybody because you don't see each other for a while?
Yeah, I think if you're in one band for your whole life, it would kind of get stale. I think when you get to experiment and do things and go live life outside of a band, you come back and it's exciting again, and it doesn't get old, stale. You're learning new experiences to bring back into the band and help it grow.
I'll tell you, for me, it's kind of been a blessing too, because my son was, he's 3.5 now, so that year and a half that we've had off, it's been a critical time for me to be with him.
Oh my God, yeah.
24/7. I mean,
you wouldn't have it any other way, right?
I read a lot about spending that quality time and having that father figure in your.
Oh my goodness, yeah. How old is he now?
He's 3.5 now. So
are you kidding me? He's already 3.5.
He's 3.5 now. So,
really? Wow, 3.5. Because
so
my
as
son
much
is
as
4.
I miss being away from rocking and being on tour, I think it's been a blessing for me just to be able to spend that time with family.
It's everything.
Because I mean, seriously, since Creed and Alter Bridge is formed, I mean, it's always been a constant go. So it's kind of worked out for me, but it's a blessing in disguise.
Absolutely. Well, it's really good to see you guys back together, and it's literally been at least 3 years since I've seen you all together. So yeah, no, it's really exciting. I was going to ask you, do you still practice like hours every day?
Well, I have the guitar in my lap.
Yeah.
No,
I think it's an extension of it.
He does constantly. He's into jazz right now.
Are you doing jazz right now?
I try to play a little jazz for our intro while you're introducing us.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, that's what that was.
So, how many hours would you say that you practice?
I don't know. These days, probably 3 or 4 hours a day, maybe.
And like,
because I got my kids out here. If my kids aren't out here, I'll put in more time.
You'll put in more than 3 or 4 hours.
Hopefully, yeah.
Guys, that's how hard it is, right?
I mean,
every day.
Not necessarily. I like to learn a lot of different little things that I might not ever use in a rock song, but I just love. The guitar's a never-ending quest to learn it all, so I try to learn as much as I can.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you was, you seem to, I mean, when you practice that many hours a day, and do you run out of things, or is that like how do you continue to inspire and educate yourself?
Just trying to learn new things, and that 3 or 4 hours a day on tour is not, it's maybe an hour a day at home, because when I have my kids, my kids are around on tour right now, so I'm entertaining them. But when I'm at home, I don't get to play, except for when they're at school or when they go to bed. So it's, when I'm out here and I don't have my kids out here, I try to work as hard as I can.
So 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours, just with this thing right here.
I mean, if I'm having a good time and I'm really inspired, I'll go 5 hours. Sometimes I'll just go until my wrist hurts.
And that's just normal.
I mean, that's a good day. That's a good day.
That's a man dedicated to his craft, is what that is. What do you guys do when you're not? What do you do, Brian? What do you do when you're not on stage and you're not, preparing for this? What do you do here on the road?
It's a 24/7 job when you're on the road, but I mean, it's not just performing. It's it's about being healthy and keeping yourself right up here. Because if you have all that and you're healthy and you feel good, and taking that on stage, it makes your performance that much better. So I think just trying to stay busy at practicing. We both have these little amps, and just learning different. Just always kind of trying to develop a new skill set. In your playing. With the new record. We haven't had a chance to really play any of it live, so I've been, practicing a lot of that, ready to, pull the card and let's go, let's try this one, because it's around the corner that record's going to be dropped, and I want to be able to play those songs pretty quickly. So,
yeah.
But just staying healthy, eating right.
So we were talking about that a little earlier.
I'm glad you brought some Rock and Wellness out.
Rockin' in the house. We came to load up the tour bus with some.
Add that to the diet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll do a little push at the end for that. I brought them loaded them up with some smoothie and tea blends. You know how we do it. Mark's been doing it. Brian's been doing it since almost day one. Mark was one of the reasons that I started Rock and Wellness, and his name's on the back of the bag, and it's there for a reason, right? It's just it means that much to me, and he was that integral in the formation, of the company itself. Do you still paint?
I haven't in the last about 9 months or so. I've been so busy writing and recording that it's kind of taken the back burner. It's
right.
too bad.
But did you enter some did you ever put your stuff in a gallery?
No. I'm way too much of an amateur.
No, your stuff is really good.
Thanks, man. Yeah. No, it's I got a long way to go.
And do you both watch the Game of Thrones?
I do. But I haven't been able to watch the rest of the season because I can't watch it without my wife.
You haven't watched season 6?
I've watched half of it, but I can't watch it without my wife.
The second half is the best ever.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Dude.
I can't.
I was hoping to be able to talk to you about it.
No, can't do it.
Excuse me a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just watched through season 4 of Vikings on the
seen
last
that one.
Tremonti
Is that good?
tour. It's really good, and I'm happy that my friend Adam Copeland, who's the Edge on WWE, was the Edge before he retired.
Yeah.
He just got a key role.
I keep up
for
with Dale the
season 5.
Demon a lot.
Yeah,
we
Dale's one of my
go
best
back and
friends,
forth.
yeah.
He's always trying to get me make sure to get all my certifications for rocking so we
Yeah.
can get a bit into the Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
He's called me a few times like, "Hey, you got that yet?" And I'm like, "I'm working on
Dale's a
it."
good man.
So what is your favorite song on the new album?
Mine?
Yep, here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a few. I think the one that resonated with me the most is My Champion. But if you want to go the one that I listen to the most when I'm like in my zone, either in the gym or working out or running or whatever, The Other Side is probably my favorite right now.
Somebody's on a tear. My Champion, The Last Hero.
Yeah.
Those are some pretty solid, powerful song names. So you were talking about being healthy on the road, and how do you stay healthy on the road? Just because a lot of my listeners are very health conscious, right? Well, at Rock and Wellness, we try to bring valuable content based on music, health, fitness, and sports, and that's what the content I try to gather and stuff. And could you tell my viewers just basically, how do you stay fit and healthy on the road?
Whatever chance you get. I mean,
Hotel gyms,
and just eating right. I try to have a shake in the morning, and then I'll try to get at least an hour and a half exercise in, and then eat. I'm on a high protein diet, so that's what I kind of lean towards, the nuts and the yogurts, Greek yogurts, that sort of thing, and then a shake in the evening, and then a protein. Chicken or meat or fruit and vegetables or that sort of thing in the evening. So
You look like you've been running a lot. Are you running?
Yeah, I do run a lot.
You run more than lift?
I start my workout with running. I'll do between 2 and 4 miles.
Have you been running these amphitheater bleachers everywhere you went?
Yeah, this is the first time actually I've done that. Was today.
So, that's intense.
Yeah, so yeah,
it's like a football player.
Jones Beach Amphitheater here. Yeah,
it's a legit, right?
It's legit stairs.
It's a beautiful place underneath the lights, right? It's a beautiful, beautiful place. So, we're just going to wrap this up. But, Mark, tell the people how we were talking about the chocolate, and did you tell them how you drink your smoothies?
Yeah, I usually work out and then I'll come home and I'll throw a little bit of water in the blender, then I'll throw a scoop and a half of Rock and Wellness in and a couple scoops, about 35 grams of protein in there. I'll take one little scoop of the 4 on the floor.
Yeah, awesome.
Maybe half a banana. I'll go on and off of creatine every now and then. Put some glutamine in there. If I want to make it a little tastier, sometimes I'll put some milk in there, but that's about it. Yeah.
Awesome. I'll finish it up, guys, 'cause I know you got to get going. How can Rock and Wellness help you, Alter Bridge?
It's easy health on the go. It's hard to
when you're traveling, you can't throw all these things in your bag to carry with you, and it's easy to throw a bag around.
Easy on the go nutrition, right?
Got a little shaker bottle. You shake it up, and you know that you've if you get 1 or 2 in a day, you're balancing your nutrition, and you're making sure you're getting all the proper nutrients, because that's what the business was started on, was finding out, people who don't eat right, if you substitute, or if you just add this to your diet, you're definitely going to round it out and make sure you get all the right things.
Yeah, well, what we say is that with rockin', you can eat, if you add that to your life, if you add the smoothie and the tea, you can kind of live a regular life and be very healthy, because we're not about building muscle so much, we're about building your immune system.
Yeah.
More than anything, we're about keeping inflammation down, so you feel like going to go work out. But I was just saying, is there anything we can take from this interview where Rock and Wellness can help alter bridge by, when is the album coming out?
October 7th.
Guys, be on the lookout. The album, The Last Hero, is going to be out October 7th. Guys, pay attention to the tour dates. Head over to...
you can head over to alterbridge.com, or you can head over to Fret 12 has a lot of promotions that for VIP packages and whatnot. Napalm Records is releasing their stuff in Europe. Caroline Records here in the States, Napalm over in Europe. So
you ever thought that would happen?
What's that?
The napalm, right? That's an interesting combination, right?
You want people who believe in it. So
that's all you want. Yeah. All you want is people who believe in the walk, and it's like they're the ones who are like still around, still kicking.
Oh yeah. And then of course, personally, I'm at Mark Tremonti on Twitter, and Mark T. Tremonti on Instagram.
What about you? Facebook?
I just do Facebook, yeah.
Is it just, and it's at Brian Mashall? I think I tagged it there. I know you guys we got a ton of comments. Guys, any questions about the product or anything like that, we'll try to get back at that. It looks like most of the stuff is just people telling you how much they admire you. Wichita represent. Oh, wow. No, most people are just telling you that they're loving seeing you on here more than anything.
Thanks for hanging out and watching. Support this man right here in Rock and Wellness. It's
thank you very much,
awesome
guys.
Product and done with love.
Yeah. So thank you so much for your time, guys. You want to leave us out with a lick, and I'm going to do a sponsor promo. Is that cool?
What kind of lick you want?
I don't know. Guys, you've been watching the Rock and Wellness Total Body Network. Today we had the pleasure of Brian. Thank you so much.
Hey, man.
Brian Mashall, thank you so much. Mark, you're the man. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for the viewers. I really appreciate the relationship. Go and get your rockin', right? Health is so important, guys. Oh no. Ay. The Rock and Wellness, Total Body Nutrition, the Cacao Smoothie, the 4 on the Floor Tea Blend. Head over to rockandwellnesslive.com to check it out, read about us. We have wonderful, wonderful smoothie and tea blends. I have had an awesome time. Thanks for keeping up with us. We're going to go rock the stage. Rock out tonight. Hopefully I'll see you again before the weekend's over with. But yeah, life is good. Thanks guys. Be well.